Welcome to a Graphic 45 Decorative Matchbook Box tutorial. In this tutorial, you are going to learn how to take Graphic 45 papers. We'll be using our By the Sea Deluxe Collector's Edition, as well as our matchbook boxes, and turn it into an elegant yet simple box that's perfect for storing your albums, also your photos, keepsakes, or use it as a gift. I'm Charee Filimoehala here at the Graphic 45 office, and I am excited to be walking you through our Club G45 Volume 6 tutorials to go along with this matchbook box. This month we also have an adorable ATC Tag and Pocket Album, as well as a super cute swing arm card trio. So each of these have their own videos that you're going to want to be sure to hop on over to do as well. All of these projects have been created by our brand ambassador, Shakoor, and we are excited for you to join the club if you haven't already. You can find the details for Club G45 in the description below, or you can hop on over to our website, g45papers.com, and join the club there. So grab your papers and let's have some fun. Let me show you an up-close look at this super cute ATC Matchbook Box. You can see it's been simply decorated, but it looks absolutely divine. So let's get started on creating our matchbook box. We're going to cut all our pieces first, and then we'll put it all together. So for our first step, step one, our inside compartment, we are going to cut a piece of gathering seashells to 4 1/4 by 5 1/4. Then from set sail, we're going to cut 2 pieces that are going to measure 5 1/8 by 2 inches, and we want our stripes to be going vertically. From Pure 45, we are going to cut 2 pieces that are going to be 4 1/8 by 2 inches. From Gathering Seashells, we'll cut 2 pieces that'll be 4 3/8 by 2 1/4. For the outside cover, we'll cut 2 pieces of set sail to 4 1/2 by 5 3/8. And then we'll cut 2 stripes from set sail, and we want these stripes to be going vertically as well, and the cut measurement is 2 3/8 by 5 3/8. Next, you're going to open up that ATC matchbook box, and if yours is sticking a little bit, if you just work it back and forth, it'll help it open up. And if you do need some extra help with it, just depending on, it kind of depends on the humidity of where you are, then you can always add a little bit of candle wax or a little bit of soap to the edges, and that'll help it glide right out of there. We're going to open this up, and then taking one of our cover pieces, we are going to slide this inside, stripe side up, make sure it's nice and centered. And then we can go ahead and trace this. So I'm just holding my hand in there while I grab my pencil, and we can just trace our rectangle. So now that I have a light tracing of my rectangle, we want that to be a little bit larger so we can have a nice bit of ivory showing around that window. So we're going to measure it to be 7/8 of an inch. And our rectangle that we just traced is just kind of acting as our guide to where the center is. So we know how big we should make all of our cuts. So measuring all 4 sides at 7/8. And if you've got a paper trimmer that has a blade that you can drop in, you can go ahead and cut it out that way, or you can do it the old-fashioned way with an X-Acto knife and a ruler. And since this is the back side of the paper that will be visible, you can go ahead and at all those markings, just draw a line. And then we can start cutting inside those lines. And of course, if you prefer mitering, you can always do that as well. Now taking some fine tip scissors, we can just cut out the little corners that are left holding on. Beautiful. Of course, if you'd like to ink your edges, you should go ahead and do that now that all of our pieces are cut. So just taking, I'm using our Bon Voyage blue, our Graphic 45 Decades ink. I also have here a Triumphant Red that would look beautiful with this line, and also the Venetian lace. Step 3, we are going to be decorating the outside of the box. So we're going to be taking this portion of the box, the inside can go to the side for now, and we are going to adhere down. I've just added some liquid adhesive to my frame. We're going to adhere this down to the front of our matchbook box, making sure everything is lining up how we would like it to go. Like so, and you can see that I did cut off a little excess over here, which isn't a huge deal, and once we get everything on, it shouldn't be a bother. But if you ever make a mistake or don't like something, that's what embellishments are for. We can always add something up there too if we like. Now just flipping that over to the back side, we are going to add on our back paper, making sure that the words, that most of the words, they go in all sorts of directions, which is great, which means you can't glue anything on the wrong way. But I like to have the main things like the beach rules and by the sea. It seems to be the main wordage on my piece, that I want that to be right side up with, along with the front of mine where it says Bon Voyage here. Now we're going to adhere our strips, our stripes that are 2 3/8 by 5 3/8 from Set Sail. And these are gonna go on the outside of our box. So just adding some adhesive to those, and then go ahead and burnish that down. And then flip this over to the other side. And then we'll add our other stripes. And we did cut another set of these stripes that go inside the box, so you do want to make sure that you're using the larger of the two that go on the outside. They should fit perfectly on the outside. Now we are going to tie a ribbon around the lower portion of our box. And so I'm using a nice satin ribbon, and I've got about 32 inches of it here. And so you can use anything that matches along with this. And then we're just going to tie a bow down here. And then once you've got that all tied, we can go ahead and trim off the excess. Ends. Looking good. And then we're going to just take 3 coordinating chipboard pieces that should have these little tag toppers. So I've got a red seahorse, a blue lighthouse, and a blue mermaid, and just popping out those holes with my scissors. I'm first going to go ahead and tie some smaller coordinating ribbon. In this case, I'm using like a jute, and I've got about, I think this is about 18 inches of that. So I've tied that in a knot, and now I can tie on my 3 chipboard pieces. Having my little guy on top, we're going to go ahead and tie in another knot. And now we can tie this in a bow. Beautiful. So the outside of our box should look like this, and you can always slide this up. If you want to keep this in a permanent place, you can go ahead and add some adhesive either to the ribbon. You could also add adhesive to your chipboard pieces so they stay. And you know, I think I might just do that right now. So I'm taking some foam adhesives, and I'm just going to put one on this bottom chipboard, our mermaid, just a little bit on an angle off like that. I'm going to leave the other ones unattached. Now for decorating the inside of our box, we're going to take gathering seashells, and this is going to go red side up in our box. And before I add any adhesive or glue this down, I want to make sure that it's going to fit in the bottom of our box so it looks like it fits perfectly. And then we can go ahead and add our adhesive. Sometimes, you know, our cuts can be off just by 1/8 of an inch or so, just a hair, and that will be enough to cause it to not lay flat in the bottom of our box, which is not what we want. So it's always good to make sure it's going to fit before we glue it. And then just kind of wiggle this around until you get it in the placement you would like. And then make sure to work out any air pockets so that will dry nice and flat. From set sail, we've got our 5 1/8 inch by 2 inch strips that are going to just go into the long sides of our boxes. And this I'm going to weigh a little more heavily towards the bottom, because when you're looking in at the box, you're going to see more of the bottom than you are the top. So, and then I'm just going to keep all of my sides nice and even. And if this is your first time working with a Graphic 45 box, they are a lot of fun and have so many different uses you could use them for. We have this matchbook box. We also have it in a larger size in ivory, which is also rectangle. And then we have a craft one in square. They make really great luminaries. You can create your own lanterns, which you can find tutorials for those on our YouTube page as well. From Pure 45, we cut down those pieces that are 4 3/8 by 2 1/4. And these are just going to go in our short side of our box. So this is right side up in my box, so I'm going to have my anchors going right side up when I look in, and match my sides. They're nice and even. And then I will do the same here as well. And then once you've got that, we can take our bone folder and really get that in there. So the inside of our box is beautiful, which would look so fun for with any of our Graphic 45 collections. All you need to do next is just slip on your cover, and we are all done with this beautiful, classy and chic by the Sea matchbook box. And of course, if you haven't already, we've created a tag mini album that goes right inside here. So go ahead and do that tutorial if you haven't tried that one yet. And once you're all done, you can put your mini album in your box and you're all set. So we thank you for joining us for this super fun tutorial. If you're looking for more projects like this one, go ahead and subscribe to Club G45 or just check out the other videos on our YouTube. And we hope you have a great day. Happy paper crafting.